World War II, one of the lowest points in human history, with the death of tens of millions of people. It resulted in the victory of the Allies, the end of Nazi Germany, the creation of the United Nations, and the US and Soviet Unions becoming global superpowers. The war was fought in the sea and on land, as well as in the air. Using new technology, there was a rapid increase in aviation. So how did aviation impact World War II? Whoa, no bombs yet. Reverse that. First, let's learn about the history of aviation. Hit it! This is the Wright brothers in 1903 in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. This is the first time anyone has ever flown a heavier-than-air aircraft. After the first flight, many people got interested in flying and tried themselves. All around the world, people started to make their own aircraft to see who could fly the fastest, highest, and farthest. When World War I arrived, airplanes had made big advancements, and at first, airplanes were used for reconnaissance, but were later made into fighters and bombers. This was the first time that airplanes were used in war. In the years following the war, there were more advancements made, and we saw many records broken. One of the biggest ones was when Charles Lindbergh flew from St. Louis to Paris across the Atlantic Ocean.
On December 7th, 1941, Japan, like its infamous Axis partners, struck first and declared war afterwards. Costly to our Navy was the loss of war vessels, airplanes, and equipment, but more costly to Japan was the effectiveness of its foul attack in immediately unifying America in its determination to fight and win the war thrust upon it, and to win the peace that will follow.
Nationalized everything. We had anybody that could build an airplane and building military machines to catch up, but in the process, we also built some better airplanes than they built.
The U.S. gained victories against Japan in the Battle of the Coral Sea as well as the Midway. The dive bombers and the torpedo planes played a huge role in the victories. In the Atlantic Ocean, the B-17 and the B-24 were helping the English weaken Nazi Germany.
No one in aviation believes that aviation alone won the war. We do believe that the war might not have been won by ourselves and our allies, except that we had control of the air.
Well, there I was that one fine Sunday afternoon, just me and my airplane in a little airport we'd never been to before. We were on short final and nothing was looking right. I was seeing red over red and white over white. I couldn't seem to remember how that saying went anyway, but I was staring straight down at the runway, and all I could think of was I was setting myself up to ungraciously dismantle this perfectly good little airplane, and And then off in the distance, I heard a voice. And I think it was that of my flight instructor saying, "You can always go around. You can always